All right, welcome to today's episode of Behind the Plastic. Today I'm here with Tasia Lemons, and just some things about Tasia that I've noticed. Tasia hasn't always lived here, and she'll probably tell you about that. She's moved around and gone to a couple different places, and I think it's so cool because Tasia brings this really interesting aspect into our school of having different ideas, and I love it. And Tasia's also one of the kindest people I've ever met. She always compliments me and makes me feel so good about myself, and I love Tasia. So with that, we'll get started. Where all have you lived?
So I've lived in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Idaho, and Utah.
So how kind of were those schools different, and how were they different as you moved along?
Everything on the West Coast, all Mormon, right? And then over in Tennessee, I think I was the only Mormon in the entire school.
Yeah, and were they really big? Did you go to big schools, small schools?
It was small, but it wasn't that small, and diversity was crazy. I think white people are definitely minority there.
Oh, really? That's really cool because even my sister Malika is black, and so she going to school here. We had a black sub come the other day, and she was like, I don't even know how to act around him because she's grown up with all white people. So was that kind of the whenever you were going to school with a bunch of black people, was it kind of different?
Oh, it was so weird. I remember on the first day, all these guys were trying to talk to me and these girls, and I had no idea what they were saying at all.
Yeah.
Because they had the southern accent, and then really was not used to the slang at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, even you just go other places and you're plus their accents, plus the way that they talk just because of their nationality and all that kind of stuff. I could totally see how that would be hard. But so how have living in different places and seeing these different things shaped the person that you've become?
Definitely widen my perspective because growing up in a Mormon community, you see the people who are addicted to drug abuse, oh, that's crazy, that's so sad, and then you go, or if you hear the F word in a movie,
yeah.
You never ever see that in movies because your parents censor it, and then you go there and you hear it every other word everywhere you walk, and
oh my
and
gosh.
Doing drugs is that's normal, people doing since they were in 5th grade.
Yeah, geez, that's crazy. I can't, because I've never even been around that, so I can't even imagine that. So what are some of your favorite things to do that you have been involved in or that you like to do, whether in school or outside of school?
School-wise, going to the sporting events, and then the theater, a lot of schools don't have theater, so it's cool to do theater here.
Yeah, and you were really good at the play, and I think you have an amazing voice, and you're also super musical.
Oh,
so have you done that your whole life?
I've been doing piano since 2nd grade, and I did voice lessons and guitar lessons.
Wow, that's so cool. So what is one challenge that you have had to overcome in your life?
In 9th grade, our family dealt with financial issues a lot, so we were homeless all throughout 9th grade and part of 8th grade, and then going into 10th grade, I ended up changing parents, so I had to go live with my dad for the first time, so that's when I went to Tennessee, so that was definitely different.
Yeah, geez. So what advice would you give to someone who is going through that same challenge?
Just remember that other people are going through things too, and you just gotta keep your head up and just look at what things are going good for you, and if you just are nice to everyone, positivity, everything will eventually work out.
Yeah. And how did you kind of get through that? I guess probably the same way, but how did you kind of keep your head up and just kind of get through that?
I just stayed with my family and made sure that we didn't, because one time you get in those dark moods and everything, so you just gotta make sure that you just get out of your head and just do other things, get involved, so you go to school activities and everything.
Yeah. Wow. That's just really cool that you have that outlook, because I'm sure if that was my life, I would be pretty negative about it, and I think it's really cool that you have such a positive outlook on it. That's really, really impressive to me. So what are some of your favorite memories of high school?
It's different. So homecoming week, I've never had people decorate halls and
Oh,
everything.
really?
So it was crazy seeing how much the school got involved. So that was really cool.
Yeah. At your other schools, did they do as big of homecoming things?
No, the school in Tennessee, we only had one dance, and only juniors and seniors could go to it. It was prom. Other than that, there wasn't any.
There wasn't anything. So did they do any other activities or not really?
No.
No. Huh, that's really interesting. Because I always expect at big schools they'd have all these crazy different things, but that's probably true at small schools. It's probably a lot easier to do those. So do you think that being different is seen as a good or bad thing in high school?
I think it's more how you hold it. If you're different and you're positive about it, that's seen as a good thing. But if you're just gonna be shy, nervous, and insecure, then something you need to work on.
Yeah. How do you think that we as high school students and going into the real world as young adults can help encourage diversity?
Just know that everyone's going through the same problems that you are, and that everyone's just trying to make it through life day to day.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's cool. And then what is one word that you would choose to describe yourself?
Hopefully easygoing.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Seriously, like every day at school, you're just like so happy and like coming to this school, like I don't know, I feel like that would be so hard. And then jumping in like whenever like we're already like in school and all that kind of stuff, you know, like just like being able to just roll with it and kind of go. I don't know. I'm really impressed by you, and I think that's super cool.
Oh, thank you.
So, what is advice you want to leave with the students of West Jefferson High School about being comfortable in their own skin?
Advice would be probably just make sure you're be comfortable in your skin by just knowing that you are who you are, and people who you're friends with are gonna accept you. And if they don't, then you won't want to be around them anyway. And just go through your day, mind your own business, and just be happy to everyone.
Yes, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Tasia, and join us next time for the next episode of Behind the Plastic.